Well, everyone, it's time for us to go ahead and take a look at the Google Pixel Watch 3 and see how this particular watch holds up in 2025. Now, the biggest thing I can definitely tell you is that these particular watches still have a lot of capability and a lot of really cool stuff going for them. They're very interesting types of watches, and I still think for a lot of people out there, they're still worth buying. But there might be some better options out there for the most part. So let's go and take a look. First things first, if you do want to go ahead and pick up these types of watches, links will be down in the description below. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of these particular watches. The Pixel Watch 3 basically comes out in two different sizes. It comes out in the 41mm size and it also comes out in the 45mm size. So you can kind of spec this thing out to the particular size that you want it to be at. And that's always something nice to have when you have these types of watches. They give you that type of capability, and that is kind of a nice thing when it comes down to it from that particular side. So when I look at a watch like this, I think it's really, really nice. And it does give you that type of capability of kind of speccing it out to the different types of sizes that you actually prefer. So that right there, I think, is a really nice thing. I would also say the design of these watches look very nice. I've always been a fan of the design language of these types of watches. I think they look and feel very good. And I do think from that particular perspective, if you're going to go through and pick up a watch, this thing does give you a really good experience, I would say, from that side. Again, maybe it's not the most perfect thing in the world, but these things are pretty cool from that perspective. And I do probably think that for the most part, going through and picking up a watch from this type of way it looks, I think is a really nice thing. Now, on top of that, another very big thing to keep in mind with these types of devices too, is that with something like a Pixel Watch 3, you're getting the standard buttons around it, you're getting the charging pad on the backside, and the bands and the way you put in the bands and the band selection entirely is actually a really nice thing too. I really like the way you kind of input bands inside of this thing. I think it is something that's actually really cool, and that does kind of give you a better type of experience for the most part, in my opinion, for this type of device. I think the structure of these types of devices hold up very, very, very well. And I do think from that particular perspective too, that's another nice thing going on for these types of devices as well. Again, maybe they're not necessarily perfect, but I do think you're able to get a really good type of experience and a really good type of time from these types of watches when it comes down to that particular side as well. So from that side, this type of device gives me a really good type of experience, and it definitely gives me a thumbs up from that side. There's a lot of features built in inside of the Pixel Watch 2. You can go through and you can track your steps. You can go through and, you have a bright display inside of this thing. You have pretty decent battery life inside of this. There's a lot of health metrics that are updated. You have, a lot of Google apps and stuff built in inside of the Pixel Watch as well. So if you're tracking workouts or if you're going through and tracking your steps and different things like that, and you're also wanting to check your notifications and all those types of things, you're definitely going to be able to get a really good type of experience from this type of watch because of that type of capability. So I would probably tell you from that side as well, that right there is another really cool advantage. And I, for one, I'm a big fan of the way this type of watch holds up from that particular perspective. So that kind of gets a thumbs up for me. And I think that right there is another really cool thing going on for this type of watch as well. So I will tell you, in my personal opinion, the Pixel Watch 3, for the most part, is such a solid watch to go ahead and buy. I think this thing is a really good option. And I do think if you're in the market and you're planning on buying a type of watch, this is a really, really good type of option when it comes down to it. There's not really too many other types of watches that I would look at in this type of price range or this type of caliber that hold up quite as well. Of course, this thing is a really good option, but I kind of do think that that Google did a really good job with this watch, and I still think it is completely worth buying for sure. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.